first thing I didn't do perfect is check my name, because it's 1L, so that's really awesome. First of all, I'm going to say this without crying because I'm already all the tears from David. Thank you very much. I just want to say thank you to everyone. I would not be here today if it weren't for you guys in this past year. It's been an amazing journey, and I can't wait to see where we are 5, 10, 20 years from now, and see everybody on the A-list with us. Perfection. Webster defines it as freedom from fault or defect, flawlessness, an exemplification of supreme excellence, maturity. You see some words up there. I looked up, a Wordle, and I made it, all the words that can go in being perfect, and what we view as perfect. Integrity, completion, quality, exactness, superiority. Things that we look for in what we do, what we dream. When we work to set out on a dream, some of us feel the need for everything to be absolutely perfect before we can start. We have to have everything lined up, every hair in place in order to move forward. It's paralyzing. The CEO of my company calls it paralysis by analysis. I am the queen of this. I am absolutely the queen of this. Perfectionism refers to a set of self-defeating thoughts and behaviors aimed at reaching excessively high, unrealistic goals. The desire to be perfect can both rob you of a sense of personal satisfaction and cause you to fail to achieve as much as people who have realistic strivings. If you're a perfectionist, it is likely that you learned early in life that other people valued you because of how much you accomplished or achieved. As a result, you may have learned to value yourself only on the basis of other people's approval. Some of those fears, or fear of failure, we all have that. We're scared to death of that. Fear of making mistakes. Perfectionists often equate mistakes with failure. They miss opportunities to learn and grow. Fear of disapproval. All or nothing thinking. This is absolutely me. If it's not all perfect, I can't do it. When I go to blog, I got to have the right title, the right quote, the right words, the right timing. I got to have a glass of wine. The kids have to be quiet. If I can't get all that, I don't get there. And then what should have taken me 15 minutes to write takes an hour or two. Or right now, I'm paralyzed. I don't have a blog written. Why? Why am I not posting? People need to hear my story, and I need to do that. Another example of that is a straight-A student who gets a B and then thinks that they're a failure because they got a B in a certain subject. Overemphasis on shoulds, having rigid rules. It should have been done this way. Do it, just do it. Believing others are equally successful. So how easy that they got to that point. What do they have that I don't in order to get there? You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathways to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here and the decisions we make in this moment, which are either based in love or fear. This is Jim Carrey. How awesome is that? Again, let me use myself for an example. Went to Storyline, awesome conference for everybody I met there. It was amazing. Had this great plan from Donald Miller. I'm going to go home, and he has these pages you can print out, and this tool that every day you write down your productivity schedule and what your life theme is, and you do it. So what did I do? I printed it out finally. But I had to go get this perfect notebook. I took 2 weeks to find the right color and the right size, and it had to be the right shape, and to get the pen, and then to have the right bag to put that in. And you know what? I don't have anything written in this. I have gone nowhere, but I have this really awesome notebook, that's sitting in a bag that I carry to work every single day, and I still have nothing written in there. It's great. Yeah. That's me. What's worse for me is dreaming. It's been really hard for me to get to the point where I can dream again. Again, thank you guys so much for teaching me how to do that, for loving me enough to get me through to where I can do that. Is my dream good enough? Is it worthy enough? What if I'm being too self-serving? How dare I do something for me? Am I going out there and helping people in third world countries, or just helping my family? Or hey, maybe it's just improving myself. Is it big enough? Is your dream big enough? You know, your dream might be cleaning out your closet. I know Laura's had this awesome, contest, or drinking more water. You know, why is that a silly dream? Your dreams aren't silly. Do I deserve it? I know we all struggle with that. If we wait for the moment when everything, absolutely everything is ready, we shall never begin. Honestly, I do my best work when I'm tired, and I've procrastinated to the point where I don't have any time left. Why? Because I don't have the capacity or the time to overthink it. Somewhat like this speech, I know I drove Randy absolutely crazy. The one I was writing at 5:45 this past Monday afternoon that was due by 6. Why did I wait so long to write it? Because I couldn't decide between two different speeches. Both were good, very good. Either one of them would have been awesome topics for launch out. Both of them are needed to be heard, but I was paralyzed with indecision, so I waited. I waited for crisis pain. You will not create change in your life until you feel it in your core that your life must change. This either happens through crisis pain or getting wildly excited about creating a life you love. Don't wait for crisis pain. Start now to get passionate about living an awesome life and feel this desire as a must in your core. Don't wait for crisis pain to start working on your dreams. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Why do we feel the need to be perfect? Perfectionists set themselves up for failure by setting unreachable goals, failing to meet goals because they were impossible to begin with. They put constant pressure to achieve and chronic failures which reduce productivity and effectiveness. And they are extremely self-critical. We did a study at church about parenting. It's one of my parenting classes I go to because I'm not a perfect parent. I want to be a perfect parent. And it was by Dr. Lehman, who wrote the Birth Order book. Most of you are familiar with the concept. I'm the oldest, okay? And they're going through the oldest. They're presidents of corporations. You know, they're out there. They're leading, they're growing, they're just building their dreams. And I'm sitting there going, all right, I'm good. I know I'm good, but I'm not doing that. So how do I fit in that? Where do I fit? And they go out through the baby, the family, the only child, things like that. And I don't really fit anywhere there. And then he talks about the defeated perfectionist. And I start crying, and my preacher's looking at me because he knows this is me. I'm the one that sets so many unreachable goals. For example, I'm going to lose 25 pounds this week. I'm going to do T25 and P90X, and I'm going to drink 200 ounces of water, and I'm going to have totally clean food, and my kids are going to be perfect at the same time. This is me. I mean, this is my life. This is what I do. And I was asked by a really great friend, and Amy, is there a possibility that I'm using these excuses out of fear? That my good is better than a lot of other people's good. What is that perceived perfection? My B+ probably looks like somebody else's A++. And so what is it that I am setting myself up for? Sorry about that. Again, not perfect. Why is it that I do this? Why do I set myself up for failure? The truth is, your haters are going to hate no matter how perfect or imperfect your dream is. Your tribe is going to support you no matter what. Just do something. Anything towards your goal is more than you had yesterday. Take a step towards your goal, make a list, do a Google search, do anything. Cross something off your list. Done is better than perfect. Do what you can with what you have until you can do what you want. That notebook, who cares what that notebook looks like? Who cares if it's just a pile of paper or this or that? Just do something. Taking you one step closer to your dream puts you just a little further ahead. Lots of little steps eventually make big leaps. And even if it isn't exactly in the right direction, at least you are moving somewhere. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to change that dream and what it looks like 1,000 times before you get to your destination. So quit worrying about the little details. Be a healthy striver. Healthy strivers set goals based upon their own wants and desires rather than in response to external expectations. Those goals are just one step beyond where they are right this moment. They're not leap years. They're not at the end of the post, like Jared told us. They're these little ones, and every step in between. Just take that first little step. Make them realistic. Make them internalized and potentially attainable. Then take pleasure in the process instead of focusing on the end result. When experiencing failure, which you absolutely will, limit the reaction to that specific situation rather than your entire self-worth. Anything, any something is better than nothing. Nothing keeps you where you are right now. Nothing keeps you rooted in fear and stagnating in procrastination. The thing that is really hard and really amazing is giving up on being perfect and beginning the work of becoming yourself. It's kind of scary. It scares me. Break down your dream into smaller, more manageable goals. Take control of your dream, one piece at a time. It's on my foot, one step at a time. That's how I made it through this last year, was taking 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 week at a time. Didn't do a hustle, didn't do start, didn't do any of the challenges. It was just getting from day to day and then week to week and month to month. Consistency, doing something every single day. Move that dream forward. Find a rhythm. What you do for 21 days becomes a habit. Do it every single day and just pick one thing at a time. When I started on my weight loss journey, I started by drinking water. And my goal was to drink 100 ounces because, you know, I'm an overachiever. But my goal was to master that. And until I mastered that, I forgot about everything else. Once it's a habit, it's not so scary. Set realistic and reachable goals. Set subsequent goals in a sequential manner. Experiment with standards for success. So instead of going for 100%, go for 90, 80, or even 60. See what that looks like. And realize that the world doesn't end because you're not perfect. Focus on the process. Confront your fears. What is the worst thing that can happen? And recognize positives that can be learned from mistakes. If you wait for the perfect moment, when all is safe and assured, it may never arrive. Mountains will not be climbed, races won, or lasting happiness achieved. How are you going to know when it's perfect? It's achieved when not when there is nothing more to add, but when there is nothing left to take away. So I challenge you, find those dreams and take one step today. Take one step tomorrow and make them baby steps. Don't you dare make them big steps. We're taking baby steps. And realize we don't want this to be perfect. We just want it to be good, and we want to reach those dreams, and we're going to reach them together. Thank you.